So Edge AI deliver real-time analytics and compute, and that's where Wi-Fi 7 comes in. Wi-Fi 7 is supposed to be a key enabler in making these applications practical and scalable.
Hey, this is Martha DeGrasse here again for Wi-Fi Alliance, and this is The Signal, our podcast where we give you the inside track on Wi-Fi. We want to deliver insight and perspective on the growing portfolio of Wi-Fi technologies that we see changing the connectivity landscape. These are meant to be smart conversations with industry leaders, and today we're going to learn about how Wi-Fi 7 is evolving for consumer devices, particularly gaming devices, and we are super excited to welcome Shishir Gupta. He is Senior Director of Product Management at Qualcomm. Shishir, welcome to The Signal.
Thank you, Martha. Thank you for inviting me to the podcast. Looking forward for our conversation.
Yeah, so are we. So I recently saw a statistic from Qualcomm that there are more than 1,000 different Wi-Fi 7 designs launched or in development for various devices. And of course, not all of those are consumer devices, but give us a little bit of an update on some of the more salient consumer devices that are now enabled for Wi-Fi 7 and that are really driving demand right now.
Perfect. It's a great question, Martha. I think we certainly see wide adoption of Wi-Fi 7 in broad range of consumer devices. Before we go there, I think we need to understand why that trend is kind of surging. And I think from that perspective, let's dig a little bit deeper in terms of industry and the market trend. So as you can see, like the home is becoming more and more connected. I mean, I have a family of 4, and I counted there are over 25 plus connected devices between phone, computers, doorbells, smart TVs, and so on. And not only that, the number of devices are increasing. The quality of our content is becoming richer, requiring faster speeds and lower latency to keep up. Now, in summary, not only we have more wireless link, but each wireless link we have higher demand. Now, few years back, if you look at the situation, I mean, use case for driving higher throughput across the home, but still at the edge, you will be okay with 10, 20 megabit per second. But now, even at the edge, we are requiring more than 1 gigabit per second throughput. So essentially, that demands a better RVR. And on top of it, of course, the channels are getting congested, there is higher interference. The need for higher bandwidth or higher throughput is driving wider bandwidth. And of course, that congests the channel even faster. So all these trends are driving consumer demand for better and high-performing connectivity in the home and on their devices, which in turn driving the Wi-Fi 7 refresh cycle. Now coming to your question, where exactly we see this trend surging faster? PCs, absolutely. AI PCs is one of the main area. All the gaming devices are moving to Wi-Fi 7 as well, wherever the low latency become a very, very critical use case. And of course, drones and other consumer devices also are more and more adopting Wi-Fi 7, specifically because of better RVR.
Okay, we're definitely going to come to AI PCs a little bit later in the podcast, but let's talk a little more specifically about the role of AI in gaming and how Wi-Fi 7 and AI can help one another.
Fantastic question, Martha, really. Let's talk about AI briefly. AI definitely is improving all aspects of our life, including gaming experiences, right? Now, just from a gamer experience perspective, AI is allowing personalized gaming experience based on gamer preferences, like creating custom storyline. Also, like from a content creation perspective, all the AI tools out there helps in auto-generating and editing of the content. But more importantly, AI is also making an impact in terms of how Wi-Fi 7 performance and experience could be improved. So AI enables the auto-detection of gaming traffic and allows gaming prioritization both on the router and the device side to ensure glitch-free gameplay. Additionally, AI can help dynamically optimize power based on range, throughput, and latency that is needed to improve the DOU, especially for the handheld gaming devices and mobile phones.
Definitely. So you spoke a minute ago about the need for 1 gig, even at the very edge of the network. Is a lot of this game content cached at the edge, or is a lot of this in the cloud, or is it both?
That's a very good question. I think let's look at the evolving gaming experiences and use cases, and then we come back to that question. What do we see then in terms of trend in the gaming right now? Remote multiplayer gaming is driving growth of online gaming more and more. That's one big trend. Second, cloud gaming is making high-end gaming accessible without need for expensive hardware. So in other words, the handheld gaming devices are experiencing growth. Now, another key trend which I was not aware of, and there's a boom in the user-generated content in the gaming space. Platforms like Roblox and Fortnite Creative are thriving on community content. Now, again, I was surprised when my daughter told me one day that, hey, I want to wake up 2 o'clock in the night. I said, oh, what happened? Do you have to study? No, she has to watch an elite gamer doing live streaming their gaming adventures.
That is so funny. Your daughter is getting up at 2 a.m. to watch a live stream from a gamer.
Yes, absolutely. So this is opening up the new horizons, right? In terms of what is required from a gaming experience perspective. On top of it, immersive AR, VR gaming experience are expanding, driven by devices like Meta Quest and Pico 4. So that is also we are seeing. So these trends are driving the need for better multi-device experiences and robust cloud connection, improved wireless experiences. And in certain cases, the gaming size has become so much higher. Even in case you're doing a local rendering of a game, that the download speed need to be high. And that's where the 1 gigabyte to 2 gigabit per second at the edge is important. Not only that, I think Wi-Fi 7 improvement in terms of higher throughput, lower latency, and robust connection allow developers to provide significantly better gaming experiences without need for wired connectivity. I still remember in the past when we used to play game in my childhood, everything is wired. It's so inconvenient, especially when you're doing some kind of active game. So, of course, that is very, very critical.
I think this is implicit in everything you're saying, but the smartphone is an increasingly important gaming device itself, right? More and more people are just playing the games remotely on their phone, right?
Yes. I think that category is also becoming very, very popular, especially in Asia region. A lot of gamers use mobile phone to indeed go and play their games.
And a lot of phones now support Wi-Fi 7.
Absolutely. From Qualcomm perspective, all the Qualcomm premium tier phones support Wi-Fi 7 from 2022.
Yeah.
So there are millions of devices out there, smart devices out there that supports Wi-Fi 7. Now, in certain cases, most of the processing can be done on the edge. So the phone can do it. Phone is a pretty powerful AI enablement. But also with Wi-Fi 7, you can also do split rendering where some of the content,
you can also do what?
Split rendering, where some of the content could be done on the phone. Some of the AI generated could be on the phone, but you can also offload to the cloud, and it feels instantaneous. It does not feel like you are using online or cloud gaming for that. On top of it, as the mobile gaming become more popular, you need to make sure that from a user experience perspective, it's better. So AI can also do auto detection of gaming traffic and allow gaming traffic prioritization both on the router and the device side to ensure the glitch-free gameplay. And finally, of course, AI can also enable the need for your Wi-Fi configuration, thereby optimizing power based on range, throughput, and latency to improve the day of use, especially for mobile devices. So absolutely, AI is transforming the user experience of gamers.
Okay, excellent. All right. Well, you mentioned earlier in the podcast drones and AI PCs, and then one other consumer device that I want to talk about is cameras. So let's actually start with cameras. AI cameras are, I know, a growing segment, and tell us a little bit about how Wi-Fi 7 is making its way into cameras.
Again, very, very good question. And I have some very interesting experience for you to share. I think one of the key things, let's take a higher level view right now. From a higher level view perspective, what we are seeing right now is explosion of edge AI applications are taking off. We say smart manufacturing, smart cities, smart home, autonomous retail, healthcare improvements. In many of these cases, camera is an important piece of input. Absolutely. Some of the examples could be remote patient monitoring, including the real-time health data analysis. But another good example, which is very interesting, is accurate burglary detection. And again, if you look at the data, up to 90% of the alarm detection, the burglary alarm detection is false. And up to 25% of cases, this false alarm triggers a police call. And essentially, there is a need to do much more accurately predict what is happening, accurately understand what camera is saying, and interpret it into a different specific sets of action. So Edge AI deliver real-time analytics and compute, and that's where Wi-Fi 7 comes in. Wi-Fi 7 is supposed to be a key enabler in making these applications practical and scalable. Wi-Fi 7 ensures seamless, high-speed, low-latency communication between devices and the edge servers. So absolutely, I mean, Wi-Fi 7 is getting more and more important, more and more integral part of this new edge cameras as well as drones.
Okay, tell us a little bit about what's going on with drones.
So drones, specifically, I think the 320 megahertz feature of Wi-Fi 7 is getting very, very important. So in drone, the range is very important. How long, how far you can drive the drone with the wireless connection intact. And that's where the rate versus RVR of 320 megahertz is significantly better than 160 megahertz. So that's where the benefit of Wi-Fi 7 comes in. Not only you can achieve lower latencies, which is important for drone when you are actually capturing or controlling the drone remotely, but also you can control the drone for a longer range, which is absolutely critical in those use cases.
Okay. All right. Great. And then finally, the AI PCs. I think this is a super interesting area, and it actually goes well beyond consumers because we're all using PCs at work as well. Wi-Fi 7, I mean, a lot of people are obviously working remotely. Tell us a little bit about how Wi-Fi 7 is going to help us use AI, I guess, even when we're working in a coffee shop or whatever.
A fantastic question. And I think AI-enabled PCs are transforming the enterprise space. I'm using one right now, talking to you as well, Martha. AI PCs are used for real-time language translation, video editing, content creation, predictive typing, and of course, some of these use cases are delivered on the edge, while some of these use cases needed cloud assistant. And that's where Wi-Fi 7 comes in. Wi-Fi 7 offers ultra-low latency as low as 1 millisecond, ensuring the cloud-assisted AI task feel instantaneous, feels real. And what are those tasks looks like? Like if you're doing collaborative editing of a video, for example, if you cannot run or cannot answer the query based on the model running on your PC, you have to go to the cloud for the larger language model. You can do that as well instantaneously using Wi-Fi 7 capabilities. Wi-Fi 7 also enables seamless streaming and transfer of large data set between devices, cloud storage, and edge servers. So again, all the capabilities Wi-Fi 7 provides is becoming more and more critical. Also, from a smart power and resource management perspective, growing AI PC tool means that you need to ensure that you can run your AI PC for as long as possible. And that's where also optimizing your Wi-Fi configurations using AI and using Wi-Fi 7 feature to save power is becoming very critical. Finally, for the data-sensitive AI applications, Wi-Fi 7 can help providing enhanced security and the quality of service prioritization. So yes, AI PCs are here, and Wi-Fi 7 is also here to ensure that it unlocks the potential of AI PCs, providing seamless connectivity to the cloud.
Right. And from Qualcomm's perspective, I mean, obviously you make Wi-Fi chips, but you also make some of these AI chips too, right? So these can be tightly integrated and can help each other to run the most efficiently, right?
Absolutely. As a Qualcomm, we deliver a PC as a platform. It has AI, it has compute, it has connectivity deeply integrated. And some of these advantages I was talked about, we have integrated some of these features into our platform where it can adaptively adjust the power and the configuration of Wi-Fi. It can ensure it can detect the smart traffic classifiers. It's all integrated, so it can detect the kind of traffic you're seeing and can optimize those applications based on those traffic. So absolutely, all of these, we are doing the full end-to-end platform integration.
Okay, specifically looking at consumer devices, can you give us 2 to 3 predictions of Wi-Fi enabled consumer devices that you think are going to see the most growth over the next 18 to 24 months?
Great question, Nartha. I think from our perspective, I think Wi-Fi 7 adoption is happening broadly in all kinds of consumer devices. Let me give a few examples of the categories. AI-enabled PCs are the most critical categories, where most of the AI-enabled PCs have adopted Wi-Fi 7 already. Wi-Fi 7 adoption is also happening on the mobile phone side, where premium tier mobile phones are already embracing Wi-Fi 7. And with the new devices we are launching, we are also enabling the Wi-Fi 7 into mainstream mobile devices as well. Similarly, in the consumer space, in the drone space and smart home appliances space, we also have launched a mainstream Wi-Fi 7 part, which will also drive the adoption in next 18 to 24 months. So we are absolutely bullish about the Wi-Fi 7 adoption in the consumer space. Wi-Fi 7 feature delivering high throughput, deterministic low latency, and robust spectral management will be continuing to fuel the growth and the broad adoption of Wi-Fi 7.
Excellent. Shishir Gupta, Senior Director of Product Management at Qualcomm. Thank you so much for joining us on The Signal.
Thank you so much, Martha. I appreciate your time.
Yeah, I appreciate yours as well. Thank you. So that is our show. You can get the signal straight to your device through Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, or of course at the Wi-Fi Alliance. That's y-fi.org. I'm Martha DeGrasse here for Wi-Fi Alliance. Thank you so much for listening, and please join us next time on The Signal.